Good morning out there in Tubland. Had a lot of questions about this mini baler and plans, and I don't have plans, but I thought I'd just go ahead and give some measurements. The plunger, I found out the thicker it is, the less likely it is to bind when it's going down through there. So I sandwiched 4 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood together, so it's a 3-inch thick block of wood. You could do that with a couple pieces of 2x6 just as easy. The bottom is a 2x6, so it's 5.5 inches, so that would work good actually. Two pieces of 2x6 sandwiched together would be the same width. Now, of course, you'd want to shave it down a little bit so it'd slide easier. This piece here could just as easily been 2 pieces of angle iron turned around the other way and then screwed onto the plunger, and then these pieces here that hook onto the lever could have been bolted onto those just as easy as the way I've welded this piece of 1-inch square on here. That's just the way I did it. But you don't have to weld these. Like I said, that could be 2 pieces of angle iron turned around so that these are on the inside, but spaced out at about 1 inch, so you could make them parallel to the outside of your handle. Okay, now, like I said, the bottom is a 2x6. It is 4 feet long. The depth of the chamber is just how tall do you want to make your bales. Mine is 5 3/4 on the inside. Now, it's 5.5 inches wide because it's on that 2x6 bottom. I did not put a 2x6 on the top because I didn't want it to be that thick. So I used a piece of this 3/4 inch plywood for the top as well as the sides. I had this section up here enclosed to start with, but it busted out and it's in the way of the lever. So I just opened it up and put a couple of pieces of 3/4 inch lipped over and down there so as to hold that plunger at the right. It's more or less to direct the plunger so that the plunger goes into the chamber straight. A little bit of wax on that wouldn't hurt too. Just take some paste wax and rub on it. Now, this whole chamber here is 3 foot long. The actual baling chamber is 2 foot long. So these outside pieces are 8 inches tall, and that middle piece is 5.5. It'd be the same as the 2x6. Now these notches here are the length that you want your bale to be. Like I say, before I cut these grooves in here, I'd make this piece first because it's easier to cut the grooves to match this piece than it is to match this piece to the grooves that you already cut. And that's just 1/4 inch rod for sure. Yep, it's 1/4 inch rod. I've ground a couple of small grooves on the end of it so that I can use it to pull twine through. So after you get that bent, then cut these notches on both sides to match the size of that. Same with this here. Make this piece here and then drill the holes to match it. It's used down at this end. This is the same size as the plunger, by the way. It's just the only time you need it is for the first bale. It goes down and blocks off the end of the chamber until you can get the first bale, and then after that the bales will suffice what this piece here does, and that just holds it in there. And then when you lock in for the last bale, you can put that piece in there like this actually to keep pressure until you can get it tied off. These are the dividers that go in between the bales. The notches just match up with the width of that thing so that it makes it easier to slide through. And then they're the size of the inside of the chamber. The only reason this one has an angle cut on it is it was just a scrap piece and it had an angle cut on it to begin with. I don't know what else I can say about dimensions. There's not a lot to it. This is my wire tying tool. All it is a piece of wire that I straight piece of number 9 wire, and then I put a little hook, ground a little hook on the end of it. So that holes up here to fasten this on, but that's not necessary. You could very easily attach through from the side. It's just in plywood. Those pocket holes work a lot better. The whole thing, the bottom 2x6 is 4 foot long. The sides are 3 foot long. The top is 2 foot long. And I'm using an axe handle, but it doesn't have to be an axe handle. You want something good and stout if you want tight bales. Don't know what else to say about it.